And welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Factorio. Our attack on this base made progress, but still wasn't quite enough to bump off the rest of the base. We are getting real close at this point, right? So it's like 3, 6, 9, 11 spawners left, and the protecting worms. At which point, if we just want that iron mine, we could hypothetically just wall and turret up to protect it from the neighboring nests and not necessarily clear the nests. Clearing more nests would probably be the grand plan. It would be a very good thing to do. But as we can kind of see here, that's like the minimum distance we need from a nest to adequately not be under constant attack from the nest, but just to deal with the pollution scent guys. Somewhat surprising we're not getting told of attacks over here, but that'll happen eventually. Especially if we keep this running, right? Or even here. I'm surprised these haven't been complaining about attacking, but apparently they haven't been a problem. So, as I promised last time, the next thing we're going to develop is we're going to develop the stone and copper mine here. Oh, I think I need that coal mine as well. Like, that's stone, that's coal, right? So we need a coal and a copper. So, let's get the bots working all of those. So if I can send the botnet over there, then we can just have the bots build the coal mine out for us, because don't really need to get rid of the biter base here to use it. And then for this one, it should just be good to go as it is. I will go ahead. We'll clear out the existing power poles for the moment. And a bunch of the wood up here. Then we can get to putting down the stone mines. That's the no-brainer. Left line. I don't want this mixed to start, so we're gonna be fairly conservative, and that's as far right as we're probably going. Do we mine out one or the other side? And similar over here. Can't go any farther. We get coal, so, or get stone, so we'll plop it there. Whoops. And we don't need this, well, I say we don't need this copper mine right now, but as soon as we get the next iron mine, we're going to want that copper mine anyway, so we're going to set it up. And we're going to want 2 stations here. And the main line is mostly through, which is good to see. Okay, so there's loading station. Looks something like that. There's a loading station, something like that. And then you are the inn. Okay, so something like that works for the inn. Oops, that was supposed to be that type. Then we can do you and you and a U. Now we need an out. And as much as I don't suspect this will ever need to go that way onto the main line, we'll set it up so it can. And I suppose I could actually just have these share the on-off, because they're so close to each other. Don't want you going through, specifically don't want you going through the station to do that. But that would work. Would even take this a step further, and when we go to replace the straight bit, take you off. Oops, probably want to not do it there. Undo that. I went off a little earlier. Like so. And then that allows us to free up the bit, obviously, that won't be there anymore once that's all in, because we'll take the straight out, because it won't be necessary. Okay, that looks like that should work. Once it's in mostly, we can come back and delete most of the single line. Just to avoid guys running into each other across the crosshair. Oh, and I've got people dropping in a Twitch raid. Hope you guys will enjoy if you're actually watching. The factory building's going reasonably well. We've got basically got a big hungry factory up here that needs raw inputs, which is what we're designing right now. Is we're designing rail stations for things like copper and stone. In the last part for the YouTube series, I was attempting to clear out this biter base over here. We heard there was a biter base over here, which we cleared up. We're expanding towards a coal base over here. So expansion, expansion, expansion. The factory's needs are ever expanding to meet the needs of the growing factory sort of thing going on. Okay. So that's the stone. How many lanes of stone do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. We do a merge on one of these, which is fine. Don't forget too carried away. We should change the name of these stations. So you're obviously not an iron start. In fact, it would probably make sense to call you a stone start. I think you'd be the first stone start. What do... Well, that wasn't what I wanted. What do I call my copper start 2? So that make this copper start 3, I think. Well, the ones have... Well, one has a special name, so it's basically 3, even though we don't have one gold one. Yeah, you can hear the chirping of the drones as they go flying past where we are sitting next to base. Lots of drones. Mostly construction drones doing stuff, but yeah. One, two, three, four, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to merge 2 of these to make the inputs make sense. Do the rightmost ones. Okay, now we just need to set up power, and then the bots should have basically the recipe to get this working by themselves. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tear out the single line here. The old signal line, because we've redesigned it so this shouldn't be necessary. It's going to take a little bit of time for this change to affect the actual operation, but shouldn't hopefully be too much of an issue in the meantime. Up to there. Okay. So then when the bots get around to finishing up these last little bits in here, we should be good. Though that does mean we got hundreds of tasks the bots are waiting for, which isn't surprising. Do any of these chests actually have some vacancy in them? Not really. You know, I'll take some grenades. And then let's quickly build or repair our damaged turrets from the last attack. That looks like it is productive. I want to grab some of the quality, well, some of the uncommon laser turrets that have been made. Yeah, I think this is, sorry for the slow response to this chat question. So if you're watching, hopefully you'll appreciate the answer. This is probably the farthest that I've played in Factorio Space Age. We've got technically a functional base on Lagoria here. There's some problems with this, mostly apparently green science, with the balancing on stuff. Let's see what's backed up here. Appears to be the stones backed up. But it's mostly a functional base. It just requires a whole lot of tedium to keep it working. We've got one full chest of armor-piercing rounds, working on second, and a third. So we're getting close to probably when we can come back to Vulcanus to make another run at trying to kill a worm. I think the next time will probably be a successful time. We'll probably get a worm in the next attempt. With what we've learned over the last couple times. That's actually one of the reasons we're doing this major base expansion here. Is in the grand scheme of things, I want to be able to do yellow-orange science we haven't done before, the utility science, so we can actually do the repeatable ammo tech upgrade damage, physical projectile damage upgrades. Well, and the rest of the weapon shooting speed, but mainly the physical weapon damage upgrades, which we don't currently have the tech for. Because we don't have any utility science. So right now we're kind of stuck doing, well, we're not exactly stuck. We'll tell it not to do it, but we've been working on mining productivity as a side effect. When I'm talking about worm, so I can see some of the map. The turrets that the bases have are technically classed as worms. So they sort of, a worm comes up and spits at you. So we've got some big worms in here that are somewhat scary, and they've been mainly what's been stopping us from eliminating this base here. There's the big ones. The medium ones are generally easy to, or plausible to deal with. The small ones are fairly easy to deal with. The big ones here have been a problem. And they get bigger. There's one more size bigger than this, but because I don't have base expansion on, we have to just get very far away from the initial spawn for the worms to be a problem. So they're not quite Dune style, because Dune style ones would not move. Would be able to move, I suppose. Whereas these ones don't move. Yeah, it's expansion. Just to heal more stuff up is what it's waiting for. Working away on the coal. Because the coal is something we're going to want eventually. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out... Oh, it's one of the... It's real big. I did not realize the takeoffs really... Elevated rails were so tall. I might just do a merged rail here, just this is only going to go out to the coal mine for the moment. I suppose that's one way to get there. Not the way I would recommend. Oh, I'm going to go the wrong way, that makes sense. We want to go off like that side. Yeah, not necessarily the way I would recommend you going about that bit. Oh, we're just not making the turn there. Okay. The struggles of railroad curvature is what we're running into right now. Okay, I think that should, once that's all built, work as a proper junction. It's not an idealized junction for a main line, but all it needs to do is basically run out of the coal and back, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, one thing we could do while we're in the base is let's go ahead and build the trains. Build the engines. So I need a couple engines, need some steel for those cars. Yeah, to be fair, it makes sense. It's just when you don't have the ability to terraform the world to your liking, it can be a little annoying sometimes to deal with. And sorry if I'm not necessarily responding to your Twitch chats super efficiently. I'm not the best at looking and playing the game at the same time. Actually, probably gonna want 3 engines. I'll get the stuff for 3 engines, that's fine. Some of you, grab some of you, some of you. There we go. We want a coal, we want a copper, we want a stone. Well, I'll run up to roughly where I'm going to put the train stations in. Actually, I suppose I don't need to run over because we're going to have to get it designated and built by bot first. I think I'm going to put the next couple in here. Because that's where I need the coal. That's where I need the stone? No, that's where I need the coal. This is stone. So I need stone, coal, and then there's a couple stone ones in here. That's a stone line, that's a stone line. The copper will be a little bit longer, but we'll do 3 or 4 train stations here. We'll see how they fit. So let's pull up the blueprint for unloads. It's the load. That's probably actually the better unload for the moment. Oh, I should probably do the off switch first. So I think I've got saved in here. Yeah. Actually, do I want to do... I want to do the on first, because the on is going to determine where we can put this. That makes sense, because we obviously want it on the main line, which means we need it in a straight enough portion of the main line for them to do their merge. So we'll go like there. Put that back in our... like so. And then we can pull up the blueprint of the station. That's not the blueprint of the station game. Put the thing away so you can pull the blueprint of the station game. Okay, so we want that about there. Apparently we got some drone hubs in the way. And we want like 3 stations. In that vertical space. That looks like that'll work reasonably well. And okay, we're going to need to move the drone hub, but that's fairly easy to do. Well, move both the drone hubs. There on this one. It's slime there, slime one in there. I might even go as far as slime one in there. That'll keep the network vaguely working. Okay, then I just need to get these rails connected. Really, game? I'm giving you the hotkeys to override and go over the top of things, but nope, you don't want to. Okay, well, there's a solution to this. Solution is I pull up the handy dandy, please delete all the trees. Rent. Deconstruction planner. Get rid of all the trees, so now they're not going to be thought of as things getting in the way. Or the rails. Much better. Oh. Then delete the electric pole, please. Like, I'd rather have the rail go where it is, where it needs to go, than the electric pole there being. Thank you. Oh, of course the tree's in the way. Okay, normal deconstruct planner. There we go. So with that placed, we should be able to come in here, grab the unload off the main line. And I just need to run the last 3 in. And of course there's a power pole in the way. Really? Sometimes... Oh, we got an electric pole in the way. Of course we got an electric pole in the way. Okay. I'll get the power running again. And we're going to have 3 stations. Should, roughly speaking, work. Probably want to put some signals out. Like what? Yeah, I'm trying to cue it to be next to a rail. Being real picky. Okay. So don't go into the major switch until there's a space in the major switch. Same thing. Okay, that's looking good. And then all I'm going to need to do... Oh, I actually got that one to respect my... respect not having duplicate names when I save that one, which is good to know. So now we can walk over there, and once those are built, we can toss the trains in them and start giving them destinations. Pick up and drop off destinations. Okay. So, engine goes there. We need we need those built before that makes sense, so let's build 2 of those. My bots might handle them for me. It looks like the answer is yes. Bot goes in, does it, bot goes in, does it, good to see. Train goes to that station, train goes to that station. Cart, 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 and cart. Oh, we gotta have the track in before it's going to the cart down. That's fair. Okay, so probably want... So first is the stone, then the coal, then that's copper. Was the station cold? You're at the Mackin Basin? Mackin Basin? We're going to add some munitions, so we want you to be full on fuel, because this is your refueling stop, and empty on cargo before you leave. And then you are going to be stone, so we want you to ship out to the stone start. Stone start. Wait for full cargo. And then we can set you on automatic, which does send it going. So we've got a functional station and receiver for that set. We're going to be coal, which actually means we don't yet have your end yet, because this is the coal mine, not out there yet. Though we are getting pretty close. Once that's done, we should be able to start getting that mine going. Oh, I suppose I might be able to set up the train loop. That's the loader. See if the trains can roughly do that curvature. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, that'll work. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. Somebody's attacked. Miners destroyed. Oh, I did not put any defenses there. Okay, we're gonna have to respond to that. So all I need to do to stop this being a problem is I need to drive down there, kill the biters, queue up some actual defenses to be installed, and then the bots will do the actual installation for me. Or hell, I have 100-something turrets on me. I can just do the install of the turrets. But yeah, getting the stone mine to actually run produce enough stone or enough pollution that the bites are giving it a problem. Giving it a bad day. Okay, almost our tank. Rocket-powered tank. Yeah, make out some damage on arrival. Problem's dealt with, though. Some of these drills hadn't even been installed yet. Alright, let's run up a turret wall. I think they're mostly coming from the west, so we do something like that. That should stop problems. A bit excessive, but it'll stop problems in the meantime. There's a couple biters in the forest there, so I decided to go run out with the tank and shoot him with the coaxial. Alright, so we can get up to telling these trains to go to their future stops, which is probably where I'll end up in the stream after. It's going to take a while for the mine to be built. I say, as the mine's most, they'll be built. Well, this is the station's most that we built. What are we missing for this? A couple green circuits and iron sticks. Green circuits is easy. Grab some of the belt. Grab some iron the belt. I'm kind of making all the train stops, which is not the smartest type of plans, but it's a functional plan. Okay. So this station is J. Hainberry. So Jane Hainberry. It's going to be where you want full fuel and empty cargo. Before going to the newest copper, which is copper 3. This is going to be the coal one. And AF Skeeter. Full fuel. Empty cargo. And we don't have a name for the station yet, so we're going to have to wait for a bit for you to be sent out. Yes, we can see that the copper and the stone one are working. And I don't think the iron one has problems. I don't think we broke this iron one down here by rejigging the rail line down here. Are those alarm noises? Sorry if I'm a little bit behind on the messaging. That might have been alarm noises. We were getting the stone mine here down here was getting nibbled on. So once I realized that was what was going on, we basically had to run across the base, hop in a tank to run down and fix it. So we did fix that. I think we're waiting on bots to fly out there. Deliver that. Oh, how far across they've gotten? It's a lot of base between one end and the other, so things mostly arrive to well, arrive simultaneously because lots of things for them to deliver. We've got some bots arriving. Probably not with what we've requested be done here, but that's fine. Clear the trees off the mine. And we can see that lots of bots are actually fairly in the neighborhood, so they just descend upon it to clear it up. Okay, wish you good luck, and wish you good luck until you watch another one, and hope you've been enjoying the viewing. I'm probably going to end the stream myself pretty quickly. I just want to see if we can get the coal train to go to where it's supposed to before I end. So, okay, and it's supposed to move on. Could start queuing up the construction of the coal mine here while we're waiting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 belts coming in. Probably want to merge the smaller ones to get it down to 4. So we'll make that one. That makes 7 to 5. And that'll bring us down to 4. Okay. Okay. That should be a functional station once that gets built. Looks like the train station is done, so we can queue up and see if the train will run, right? Which is probably a good place to call for the night if it does. So you have a new station to go to. Let's actually name the station first. It's not some weird name like Iron 3, which is the second time we've got a thing named Iron 3. Instead, this is a coal station. So this is coal star, we'll say star 1. Oops. Not the hotkey I wanted, well, not the hotkey I needed to use. We're missing a cargo wagon on that train before we send that train out. The train probably would work without the cargo wagon, but then I have to get lucky when it's in station to set up properly. If I want to run the normal 2 wagon. Oh, the original coal mine is almost empty. Okay, now we can work with it. You want gold start 1 with full cargo at that step. Set you on automatic, and we can see that you do run. So at least outbound is good. Granted, the station isn't set up, the actual mining isn't set up, so it's going to stay there vaguely, definitely. But now as it stops over here, we're looking. We've got a problem. Where do you want to go? You want to go through. Why are you not allowed through? Should be allowed through. Backbeath, 2 stone. Not immediately seeing a problem on that path. It's on the right side. Looks like that's connected. And then you're on the return from copper. You shouldn't be having a problem. Does that need to move like 1 farther or something? That's the jam. That being red makes sense because you can't go there. Or in theory there, because that's assigned to something. So the only thing that we might have a problem with is, did the fuel orders not work in here? Out of fuel or something? Nope, that's plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel there. Alright, let's swap you over to manual. I can just drive you. Drive remotely. Okay, so that was the problem. Swap you to automatic, so I can stop driving. My guess is it is you that is the problem and you that is the problem. Because we didn't fully clear this section, which shouldn't have blocked that transit, but it was for whatever reason. Okay, for the moment, it looks like everything is running again. So if that is the case, this is a good point to put it in the part break and the end of the stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you are enjoying. I will probably get around to recording another part by tomorrow. If you're watching this on Twitch, I'm recording 4 games on basically a 4-game cycle. So this will get streamed again in 4 days. So what? It's currently the 17th, so it should get streamed the night of the 21st again. So if you want to see more Factorio, we'll be back on trying to make some more progress on the 21st. Probably about time to head back over to Bulgaria, or to Vulcanus here. We've got basically 2 full chests of armor-piercing rounds, which I think is enough if we combine it with adequate planning of turret placement to get rid of one of the worms. If we can get rid of one of the worms and set up tungsten worm mining, I think we can get Fulgura, or get Vulcanus here actually going properly in a true final state, which most notably will allow us to more aggressively build foundries and big miners, which when it comes to being on this planet means, well, if we've got foundries, then all these furnaces are out of date. I'll have to redesign all the furnaces, but well, if we can get also sort out massive imports of them, but so this factory might not even spin up all the way before we start redesigning portions of it at the rate we're going. That will also, in theory, help, I think, a bit with the mining input. I might change up how the mines work for feeding. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get into Vulcanus, get Vulcanus done next time. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part or the next stream, depending upon where you're watching. And bye for now.